Come, let me get you something.
Yo. Welcome to Saber Talk Sunday. How you guys doing?
What's going on?
I'm beat to hell.
Everybody been having at least a decent week?
Well, yeah. I mean, I just got done working at my aunt's cousin's auto detail shop. So he makes vinyl cleaner and stuff. So I've been filling bottles for the last 3.5 hours.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Did some work on that on Friday. So I got $130 in 2 days.
Nice.
That's good money.
It's very good.
Yeah,
money.
not bad. So I'm going to do a little something right here for JAD, and it's going to start off tonight's show. So let's take a look at this. Let's see. 3, 2, 1. Is it not showing? What's going on here?
Nope, not showing.
No.
Concentrate. Feel the force flow. Yes. Through the force, things you will see, other places, the future, the past, old friends long gone.
That was good. Was
I like that.
That was JAD that did that for Anthony, man. And I have not used that to this day. And I was saving it for a special show, like a good, really good show topic. And so I think tonight was an appropriate night to put that on, and we'll be seeing that a little bit more often too. Right. So
I actually like that.
you go back to
That
is that is called the Big Boy, I believe. I forgot the name of the company. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, that is called the Big Boy, and they did that. Well, JAD and Anthony did that hilt in gold, as you can see, for a customer a good while back, right? T's in the house. What up?
Ooh.
Let's see. And Charlie's in the house.
Shout out Mr.
Who else? Mr. Pyromancy. Oh, well, welcome.
That man is a terror to fight in 4-5. Okay.
A
terror.
Welcome to the show. So this is going to be, like I said, an interesting show tonight and an interesting topic. We haven't really covered a whole lot of it on the show, but modifying your parts or your chassis to basically fit what you're trying to accomplish within your hilt, right? And we do know that a lot of times some of these hilts actually have different inside diameters, as well as, on the outside they're pretty damn cool, but on the inside you get some different diameters in areas of it on the inside. And so you really have to either modify or create a chassis or parts to go inside of that hilt to fit within the body itself, right? I mean, if you are going to install the hilt. Now, of course, anybody who installs it has to do some modifications regardless, unless it's just a straightforward pipe that the whole inside diameter of, and you already have those dimensions. You can already just do a cylinder chassis that'll go slip in and out of it, right?
Well, I think another
So-
thing we need to understand about when it comes to modifying a chassis and also making one is that for some sabers, they aren't originally made with the express intent and the chassis that are made for them by, for example, X-Tech. Some of them were originally not made to like actually look good. Like I think a good example would be I just got this back from Mountain Sabers this last week. This is the Luke V2. This is X-Tech's version of the Luke V2. Now, originally, first off, this part and this part used to be black, but it was James Mountain Saber stripped off the black from it, so it looks a lot more like the actual prop.
Right.
Also, the original chassis was hooked up with wires and whatnot, and you couldn't pull it out or anything. And it was a pain to get it get it out. So basically, what James did was he created a whole new chassis.
Nice.
It's basically a pullout. So basically,
Oh man, it looks nice.
Yeah.
He created a whole new
original?
chassis.
Nice.
And what's cool is that right here is where the buttons are. This little like slat here, and
Yeah.
this is where the battery is. It's the cover's not so secure, but it's actually not that bad. And the crystal chamber also. Basically, I just turn it on,
Your overconfidence is your weakness.
and then
Uh-huh.
I press the button. Come on. And yeah,
You a loud boy. What's the speaker millimeter on that?
I think it's a 22 millimeter or 24. I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly, but this has been one of those sabers that I bought from Darth Mells' eBay. He's a and it took a while, and I bought it as an empty. And originally, Chris was going to install it, Chris's Geek Shop, but it just didn't work out that way. But he handed it off to Mountain Sabers, and I just got it back this last week. And let me tell you, this thing is just, it is.
His lightsaber. Ah, yes. A Jedi's weapon.
It's just
Scott's in the house.
It's very nice, and
What up,
obviously
Scott?
you can't compare it to what Corbanth made with their Yuma.
Yeah.
But still, it's very, very beautiful.
What kind of switch?
Right.
Again?
Titans in the house.
The switches on this hilt are two plungers underneath the card here, and originally.
Well, let me go ahead and get you a
And
close up.
originally with
Okay.
the chassis, and originally with the original chassis was you had to get it to access the board and everything. The board would have been like on the opposite side underneath the Graphics part, I believe. And
Yeah.
it was just a mess of how X-Tech did it. And this pull-out chassis is just so much more better.
I really.
Oh yeah. I mean,
better
that's
than that.
see, and that's the thing that sometimes you have to go with a different chassis, because, like I said, some of the inside diameters for these hilts are so outrageous that it's just not a good thing, and you have to really think outside the box in order for things to fit properly, right? And in some cases, you have to have two parts of a chassis to fit inside of a hilt, because you can't get a whole chassis together in one spot, right? So you have a wider diameter in one part of the saber, and then another diameter, a smaller inside diameter in the other part of the hilt. Like for instance, the thin neck system, right?
Yeah. And thin necks are I would say 2-3 years ago, getting a proper chassis, getting a thin neck chassis to be more compatible would have been a bit, I'd say, difficult. But I'd say nowadays it's becoming much more and more. There's more confidence among installers to actually have it done properly, like basic. And I mean, if I just, for example, if I unscrew the The cool thing about the X-Tech V2 is that it's very modular.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could basically just.
Yeah, that's one thing I really like about XL.
I mean, I like that crystal chamber like that, man.
Yeah, that's
Nice,
really it's
simple, easy. It's not overly done. It's just a beautiful piece.
yeah. That's what I was gonna say. It's really chic. It's not super obnoxious and gaudy like most of them are. But
Well,
it,
to be
it
fair,
fits.
I am a fan of what Corbanth did with their V1 and V3. I think they're beautiful designs.
Mm-hmm.
Especially
Well, one of the things that I do like, I mean, it's a good and a bad. I mean, I kind of have mixed feelings, but one of the things that I like about the sabers is that it got blasted open, and you're able to see the crystal chamber that way, right? From a blast that hit your saber, and it just tore inside the body, and now you're seeing the crystal reveal that way. So that's an interesting concept to see things like that. And it takes a lot of patience and workaround, because you don't want to damage anything on the inside of the chassis, but on the body, you want a certain diameter, you want a certain amount of material taken away to enhance the look of that feel, right? The enhanced look of what you're going for, to showcase the crystal chamber, but more like it's a battle damaged saber, but you're seeing the crystal, right?
Or in the case of, for example, Darth Malgus's hilt, you got a claw that's basically chopped off.
Yeah, there you go.
How did the
So
crystal
design wise
come about, as far as not the one that's broken or laser shot or anything like that, a blaster shot?
Mm-hmm.
How did the opened crystal chamber come about?
Well, I think that one of the earliest things that we saw was, I think a good example would be The Force Unleashed.
Yeah, I think that's when
I would say so.
Round 07 would start.
It wouldn't be surprising if someone came up with drawings or something like that as early as the first movie, when the first movie came out, because we all know that Star Wars has been driven by the fans for a long time. So it wouldn't be surprising if some 14-year-old kid made a drawing of a lightsaber with an exposed crystal.
Yeah,
I'm confident.
I mean, there's still a lot of designs. I'm saying that I think there's a lot of designs out there that can be within within the world of Star Wars that we haven't seen. It's simply because there's no lore about any of the real neighboring planets, right? I mean, we hear all these different planets from all these different places, and we hear that Jedi are hiding from, the Empire here and there, but there is no real stories of where these Jedi actually ended up and what they're going through and what they've built in order to keep quiet and keep safe from the Empire. So anything can be up for grabs in terms of, like, let's say somebody from Kajimi, right? Let's say somebody from Kashyyyk. I mean, but we know that the Wookiees have already one of their own lightsabers. But who's to say that there might be several other designs within the Kashyyyk world that we haven't seen, simply because we've had a couple of Wookiees.
We have Kelnaka's lightsaber from the Acolyte.
Right, but the thing is, yeah, so we have two, but who's to say there's not any other designs out there that they can come up with, right? Yeah. And because, like I said, we're just barely tipping our foot in the pond of the Star Wars world. I mean, nobody's really gone deep into the other worlds and the other planets and so forth. So I think there is a lot more to come in terms of creativity and modability in a lot of lightsabers. I mean, you could take stuff like looks, they do the monster, or whatever you call it, the Franken saber stuff, right? So
Yeah.
you could take
Flex.
half a Luke's saber and half a Gunji's saber and put it together, and there you go, right? I mean,
There's
so
so many
something like that.
lightsabers. I mean, you got the staff that was used. I forget the name of that race that almost dominated the whole Star Wars universe.
The Yuzhan Vong.
Yeah, so they had the staff,
Yeah.
and then from there came the ones that like the proto saber, uh, and then what was the other one? There was another one right before that, right after that. I can't remember what the name of that lightsaber was, but I mean, there's so many different stages in the lightsaber, uh, how the evolutionary uh, mechanical design of the lightsabers from then to now. I mean, there's just so,
Hmm.
and then everybody, I mean, all kinds of species started using lightsabers, and there's so much uncovered in lightsabers that, I mean, it's up to the designer's imagination to make one.
See, that's the main point right there. It is up to the designer's imagination, and we still have yet to see a buttload of designs come out of the Star Wars world. That's where things can get kind of tricky, because you can take, if you go and you look inside like the encyclopedia, or the encyclopedia of Star Wars, right? And you look into some of their books and even some of their Star Wars, the ships and stuff, right? There's things that you can look in there and be able to create something from those things. And of course, I know I'm giving people ideas right here. They're going to listen to the show and take all that and run with it. I promise you, because I've already seen things out there, and from me saying stuff, I've already gave people things to do, and I've seen it out there already. So it's like, oh well, what the hell.
You gotta get
Anyway,
on those ideas, Mundo.
I know, man. I got so many. It'd be crazy to see what I come up with, man. I guarantee you. But
Hey, all you sabersmiths out there, hit up Mundo for a consultation.
all right, I can come up with some crazy shit, dude. Crazy shit. I just don't know how to draw them out, but I guarantee you, I got some crazy shit to come up with. Um, Again, here you go. When you modify parts, okay, Mo, let's take your saber for instance, man. When you were starting your journey on your saber, the pylon,
Mhm.
what things did you modify the most to get your look out of it? Like what were your thoughts in terms of cutting up like certain diameter of buttons? Did you modify it, the control box, like from maybe a 16 millimeter to a 12 millimeter, and then, or did you just say, well, shit, I mean, I'm gonna go with this specific button size automatically?
Well, I did some research first. I tried to see what was the most common box used, because
Hmm.
this saber is intended to be modified. That's why there's a lot. This is the first prototype I made. That's
Hmm.
pay no attention to this, just to hold it in place. But
Oh, no, that's cool, man. No
uh,
worries, dude.
so the original intention of this was to be able to have people modify it. That's why there's so much empty spaces all around this. I'm a big fan of etching. I love to see etched lightsabers, and
Hmm.
uh, that's one of the things I wanted to be able to do, is to be able to have people modify them however they
And
want.
then it's in the house.
What up, man?
Hey,
And so, and that's one of the reasons why I did the box the way I did, because the box can be removed, the switches can be removed, but you don't. It doesn't affect the internal design of the chassis, because
Hmm.
designing the chassis is a whole other animal itself. So that's why I wanted to make sure that the whoever buys one is able to modify it, the exterior of it however they want to do it. They can add other parts to it and so forth. So That was one of my
Mhm.
things that I wanted to have my lightsaber, is to be able to modify it the way they want it, just like I want to modify my lightsabers the way I want to do it. So,
Right.
working on this here right now, uh, using chains. I'm just
I was
messing
about to say,
around.
is that brick chain?
Yeah, so I'm trying to design. This is right now just popping in my head. Past couple of days, making a hilt with gear chains on it. So I'm just kind
That
of
would have
messing.
an interesting texture.
Yeah,
Right.
it
That's what
feels
I was thinking, though.
really good grip on it. So I thought, oh,
Mhm.
that's really nice. So I kind of working on that. I was it actually
Terrence, nice.
it actually started off with a crystal chamber that I was
Is that
working on.
also a back chain?
But then I said, oh, I bet you that has a real good grip on it. So I kind of just wrapped it around this one real quick, and yeah, it feels good. I might do something with it.
That is so cool, Mo.
Thanks,
That
man.
is so cool.
See, and Scott says he Dremels scars for chamber reveals with so using your Dremel. See, so modifying your body, so to speak, already, right? Using the Dremel to modify it. But Mo, you've already started using the bike chain to modify your saber that way in terms of look, even though it's not permanent at the moment, it's just an idea. But at the same time, I mean, I don't think there's any such thing as a bad idea. It's just an unrefined bad idea, right?
I even went as far as to get a gold one, just to see
Oh wow.
how a polished lightsaber would look like with this.
That chain on a crystal chamber? Ooh.
Yeah.
Right?
That's my look when I thought of it. I go, ooh, that would be so good.
Instead of piping, you're using bike chain. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Like that goes all the way
I
back to
mean-
the roots of Star Wars and how the props were made. Like it's just found.
Well, it does. It really
Everything.
does, BK. Yeah, I have to agree with you, man. And that's perfect. That's what the lore, and that's what should be built on, is stuff like this, right? Now everybody's so busy of copying, you gotta have the Luke's, you gotta have the Vaders, you gotta have this, you gotta have the main characters, Yeah, you have to have those, but you don't have to
Touch on
have
that real
each.
quick.
I'm sorry, but I mean, in my opinion, one version would be good, right? And then have your own specific type in-universe type hilt. I think those are more unique. I'd be looking for the more unique versions of lightsabers, right? Because let's take Cade's saber for instance. It was reminiscent of both, Luke's saber and Vader's saber together, so to speak, right?
Arcadis or
If
Cade Skywalker?
Cade Skywalker.
From
His, I remember being like an elongated Annie flex.
Yeah, it is. But that's the thing of it, because if you shorten it and you put all the stuff on the Graflex part of it without, right? He didn't have all of that other Graflex stuff on it. It was more the like elongated without the bunny ears and all of that crap. Right?
It was more-
So it became more modified, more sleek.
Yeah, it's more functional than it is like aesthetically pleasing as the original one, the Graflex and the
Exactly. More functional. I mean, because what
Yeah, that
in
makes
his
sense.
time,
Yeah, because
what purpose did the bunny ears serve? Mhm.
I mean, aside
Exactly.
from maybe you have a blaster mode and you need sights, but that's about it. It doesn't really need it. It's aesthetically pleasing. It's an homage to his grandfather. Howsoever, is it necessary for what he's doing? Does it serve him and his fighting style? No.
No, it doesn't. But there is the modification to it. You see, none of the more or less, you have very few elements of the Graflex in it, and so it was heavily modified in terms of taking things away from it to make it what it
Button glued
was,
on there?
right?
That button glued on there?
Me?
Uh-huh. I just saw you with the needle nose and just rocking it.
What happened was it got caught. The threads got caught on the wrong thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the thing that worries me about the Graflexes. I still want one. I need one in my collection. However,
Yeah, me too.
I'm still waiting
I'm
for.
not modifying. That's probably the
Yeah, I'm still waiting for Ant to send me mine. I'm still waiting for Anthony to still send me mine.
This one, my SK2. Like, who was it? Scott that said he didn't like the Dremeling.
Yeah.
I kind of like making mistakes when it comes to making battle scars. I take the tier 4 and orbital approach and just take some plumbing pliers and just
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's how you modify your hilt, right?
So I mean, if you're getting the actual battle scar, it's not going to be uniformed. It's not going to be pre-planned. No, it's supposed to look like it had random damage.
I agree with that. I really agree with that. You have to. I don't think you can do uniformly type stuff because if you do, I don't think it's really battle damage.
Because if you do uniform, because I mean we have people in the community that do it. Shout out Trooper Trent. You have stencils, but they're more literally just for display pieces. If you use any of your hilts, I mean in any fashion, all that stenciling is just going to rub off, and it's not going to do you any good.
Exactly. Real scars are better in this regard. That's what I said.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like for
especially
example,
on the V2. Oh my god.
Yeah. Like, okay, for example, my graphics I have here, this is the LGT, the Nexus version. I don't mind it getting scratched up because it's supposed to be like that. By the way, because I have to use pliers to undo my thing, I kind of like damaged the back.
Now you get into it.
But honestly,
you got some more
I think it
scarring.
looks good too, you know?
Yeah, it gives it some character. Plus, the bite marks from the pliers give you some extra texture grip if you need to hand twist it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't see anything wrong with like making scarring mistakes. It doesn't have to be perfect. I've seen, unfortunately, in the Facebook groups, too many new installers trip out over them getting it quote unquote uniformly correct, like Trooper Trent. You don't have to.
Yeah,
it's artistic interpretation.
And I agree with that wholeheartedly because you can't. I mean, I'm sorry. If you're in a fight, you're not going to care where these damn blasters are coming from. You're going to fight, and you're going to save your ass by swinging your saber any which way you can, and deflect every bolt that comes close to you. Then if you gotta fight somebody with the saber, you're fighting and you're swinging that thing every which way you can as well, right? So again, if you're having some kind of formation, I mean, it's maybe could be to the point where you're fighting one person and one person only. But if you're in a battle full of all kinds of people, then no. I mean, you got to, your battle scars are going to come from all different places, all different areas, and your saber may not be hit where your hand is at, unless they're targeting your hand.
Lost a finger, you could have lost a knuckle.
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, all of that.
Anything could happen,
right?
Like,
but see, and anything can happen. However, if the modification shows that kind of story that you've been in that kind of battle, right? Your battle scars are going to on your saber is going to be random. It really isn't going to be uniform, simply because of you fighting multiple opponents. And you're swinging that thing.
Especially if your original character has been active for a long time.
Yeah, of course.
Well, especially if you set your cosplay character post Empire, and you think your saber's gonna be all shiny and new. No, sir.
No.
Packing up
No,
stuff in
and
your
that's
armor.
where a modification comes from because now we're okay. Now that you said that, KB, now that you say that, now weathering comes into modifying your hilt, right? So with that transition, let's get into now because weathering is also a modification within both your hilt and your chassis, right? Now I haven't really done any so-called true modification in the chassis that I have for Roy Boy, but I'm gonna go ahead and let me see here. I'm gonna do it this way, and I'm gonna set in so you can see right here that it's just a simple gray chassis with silver and gold um, accents,
Texturing to
right?
it.
Sideways, Mundo?
It reminds me of Obi-Wan's hilt.
Yeah, it is kind of reminiscent
Hey, that
of
does
that,
look good.
right?
It looks just
And
like the grip sleeve for the OKW
yeah,
one. Is it OKW?
and so and then I thank Rich Sangillo for providing me the chassis for this because I mean it's just absolutely fantastic and
Rich,
right
love you.
in here. Oh yeah, man, I love that dude. Right in here, I was going to put a recharge port, right? Because my ideal stuff was to have a recharge port here and a accent LED right here. So my modification now is I think I'm going to use a double LED on here instead of the recharge port going right here like I thought I was, simply because Rich had provided a kill switch for me. So the area has the kill switch in it right there. Now, of course, I haven't glued it down. I haven't done much of anything right now because I really want to see how things are going to fit together. I'm going to I'm going to undo this right here. I'm going to go back to the regular bit while I'm going to tuck these wires in right here, and I'm going to show Roy Boy a little bit all together, right? And let me see here if I can. So while we're talking about the modifications, and of course, you do know that when I get the TCSS box 1 situated back in here as well, I'm going to the modification for the TCSS box 1 that I'm doing will have a 4 LED strip on the inside of it so that I can run those LEDs. I got to figure out how to get again like maybe 3 blades put in here because I'm going to have the 2 well, I'm going to have more than that. So because the LEDs from the CC Sabers PCB will have LEDs in there too. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to run that many LEDs in it, and I may not get to use all the LEDs. So I'm going to figure out how to do that. But now that I have the GH, yeah. So now that I have the GH4, though, the GH4 should possibly take care of all that, but we'll see about that. You know what I mean?
Should be the operative word.
Should. So we'll see what happens. Let me see here. I'm gonna put the. And by the way, sanding is a big component of modifying your chassis. There are components on your body as well, because if there's some things that you need, let's say you drill a hole and and that's a modification. Drilling holes and sanding them down so that you don't have no sharp edges is definitely a big part of modifying your sabers to what you're trying to achieve, right? So I'm gonna put the bottom part here, and I'm gonna go back and let's see here. I'm gonna let the wires kind of stick out here on the top so we can see. And I've already set in.
Is showing you guys. Anybody that's new to weathering, go to your local dollar store, get you some sandpaper or a sand sponge. It goes a long way. $1.25, $1.50 goes a long way.
Yeah.
Oh man, what happened?
Sandpaper and some wire.
Mm-hmm. Like I've had my sanding sponges for like 3 years now.
The more you
just
use them,
starting to
the
crack.
finer the grit gets, and that's when it gets. You can do some really good detailing with the sanding.
Yeah. Takes a little longer once you start rubbing a groove into it, but like Mo said, you get finer detailing out of it.
Yeah.
The thing I wanted to ask the chat,
those little sanding bits. Put it on the Dremel.
Okay, so let me see.
oh yeah, the sandpaper bit.
Yeah, the sanding bits.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna.
Those are great, especially if one, you got hand mobility issues. Two, if you really need to get into those fine edges and just round them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like I've started buying all my sandpaper from the dollar store, man, because they have the little squares and they're just fantastic, dude.
Yeah,
They're
I
just
make
fantastic.
my own. I get the little squares like you're talking about. Yeah, the little paper ones, and then just kind of roll them up into a sharp little point, and then just tape them onto a Dremel, a broken Dremel bit, and then just go from there. Just to get little details on it. You can't do the whole bunch, but and then the inside to get some of the burrs off from the inside of the hilt. I get those barrel drum sanding discs.
Yeah, the inside is really where that comes in handy because, oh man, trying to do that by hand was a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Like all I really have done to my SK2 is just round off the CNC edges because, Lord, they cut.
Yep.
Especially on the pommel of this thing. God, they cut.
Yeah.
Like TXQ, they do precision machining. A little too good.
Okay, I'm just gonna hold this so y'all can see, but just to give a visual, right? Just to give a visual right here. So of course, I mean it's not gonna look like this, but it'll be much cleaner when I get done. But in here, I'll have the two SMD buttons on top, right? And underneath in the box one, I'll be having a 4-piece LED wired in underneath there. I'm going to just show you right here. I've got a 3-piece, but the 4-piece will be set in all the way underneath it so that when it lights up, it'll light up, the clamp card right up in here.
Oh, nice.
James.
And then on top of that, then you'll see the 2 accent LED going on here, as well as the LEDs that are on the CC Sabers PCB set. So that's that will be my modification within here. You see, again, going to the second hole right here, and then forget my spaghetti crap. Like I said, I'm just going to deal with that right now.
It's a work in progress. It's okay.
It is. It really is. It is.
Okay.
And because when I get this done, the minute I get this done, the following show I will try to get Rob Petkow on. So that's why I'm trying so hard to get this thing done right now, because it's taken too long to get him back up on here.
I'm gonna have to send my my profis out to get reprogrammed.
So speaking of new sabers and whatnot, did any of you guys take advantage of any May the 4th sales yet?
No, not yet.
International Fraternity Incorporated.
Huh?
Broke 5 broke. Save your money.
Saving my money for SpaceCon.
Well,
I so wanted to go to SpaceCon, dude, but my truck broke down because we were actually. I've got to get a whole new engine for my truck, dude. So we were supposed to go to Disney in August, and that ain't gonna happen. And I was going to save money up for SpaceCon. That ain't happening. So maybe next year, we'll see what happens.
I mean, could you just borrow a friend's truck?
No, unfortunately not. I have
Well,
very few friends, very few
Mundo,
friends.
the
And most of my friends don't even live in town.
oh,
And so,
Mundo, the chat window,
uh,
it's still on your workshop thing.
the what? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
Scott actually asks a really good question.
Yeah, he
The chance
does.
of a singular plate. I mean, that's a little tough to answer a yes to because there's already so many.
Yeah.
Like Facebook is riddled with them. Discord has a singular place for the subreddit. But as far as
I
civilized
mean, I don't
sabers,
even go to, I don't, okay, T. No
as far as
problem, dude.
civilized sabers,
Um,
there's
you know, there is opportunity, but I mean, you can't really, I don't know, because there used to be Reddit and all that stuff. It's kind of hard because then you run the chance of somebody stealing your picture and then going and putting
Scamming.
your saber, scamming and using your saber as scamming other people. And then they see what you've done, what you've worked on, and then they come in after you and say, "Hey, this dude came and scammed me because this and that." So,
I feel like that's a risk with anything on the net these days.
it is. It really is. It really is a risk. And you can't blame people for that are hesitant to do that. But at the same time, I mean, it's cool because like, uh, what is it? Pinterest. Pinterest has a crap load of pictures of people's sabers,
Yeah.
and you can see a lot of modifications that people have done to their sabers as well, right? Aside from painting and weathering and so forth, but you really see, and of course, one of the biggest modifications that you also see is the laser etching, is the anodizing, is also the um, you've got also
Crystal.
shrouds, the crystal chambers are modified.
Well, not the crystal chambers, but the actual crystals. Now they're coming out with cracked crystals, and I think Cheerfon Orbital posted one of a artificial ruby or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah, exactly.
Because now we have the gemstone and
Yeah.
and geology community also within lightsabers because if you're going for a real crystal build, you want a quartz, crack or otherwise, or you want an emerald, you want a ruby, sapphire, what have you, whatever will suffice for your kyber crystal, and then you got regular quartz for focusing.
Oh, awesome, Titan.
Yeah,
of course. And that's a big thing because if you do the crystal chamber, I mean, you have to have the focusing crystal along with the regular crystal in terms of the power crystal itself. And
so two crystals.
so if you want to be semi accurate, right?
Somebody asked a question. It was Terrence. He said, "What could hold gas and layering electrical and make it solidified with a strong enough gravity?" I've actually been sitting on this question for a long time, and the conclusion I've come to is that the energy is actually crystallized through the focusing crystal. That's how you get a solid blade. It is energy, it's plasma and all that. Howsoever,
yeah,
it's focused through crystal. It's a crystallized blade with electric magnetism.
So what holds the heat from it, though? I mean, because plasma is super hot, so I don't think it's actually plasma. It can't be plasma.
Well, you ain't supposed to be touching the blade. That's for one.
Well,
real quick way to get your finger chopped off.
I mean, when they're having duels, you see them like their faces up close to it.
Yeah, it's hot, but it's not like just
the heat radiating.
Volcanic. It's not like volcanic hot.
Yeah. I think it's something other than plasma, though.
It could be.
Well, it's plasma, but the plasma is contained with the magnetic field. And so when you see them, I don't think that's why they're feeling the heat, because that magnetic field when it clashes, that's when you start having that heat effect. But within the containment of the magnetic field, you don't feel that heat right away, especially if you're spinning it and you're swinging it around, right? But once you hit that clash and once you get into sticking it through metal and all that, you break that magnetic field. So therefore, the plasma is leaking through, and that's where the heat comes from. I mean, in my opinion, I'm not saying that that's.
I see what you're saying.
You know, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be, to me, it might be like it's some other kind of energy.
It really could be. Like, plasma is
It
the
could
only thing
be.
that I can think of based on what we have on this planet
Yeah,
that we've discovered so
exactly.
far. But it by all intents and purposes, it really could be a whole different energy source altogether. Completely different. Like it could just be solidified energy, like electric current, could be a crystallized light. We don't know for sure. I mean, we're literally just speculating. However,
Upon, hopefully.
if we doing it on this planet, like trying to create an actual one for the first way, plasma isn't
That's
not,
about as close as we can get. Huh?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
about as close as we can get, and then we can upgrade from there. Figure out
Right.
how to contain the
I
plasma
mean, as a
without-
matter of fact,
Well,
if
they
you
call
want to
that-
see something like that, check out Hacksmith. Hacksmith really does an excellent job of showing you what the realism of a real lightsaber, you know, with that kind of capability would be like, right?
Yeah, like practical effects, Hacksmith has
Yeah.
definitely gotten the closest because what they've made is a torch with a centralized beam, and that beam cuts like a hot knife. That beam cuts. That is the closest we have yet. Can't clash them,
No.
but you can cut stuff. You can burn it.
And the modifications that he has done throughout the years. I mean, just going from drawing board to what we see now on his YouTube channel shows is phenomenal. I mean, just
He started off with a big
absolutely light years away from what we've seen anywhere before. I mean, and then of course there's this other Russian guy that did the same thing with the I guess he did a what was it, Iron Man type suit, right? And he's a Russian guy and almost has done the same kind of things in terms of that kind of builds stuff. Very amazing people, and I can't remember what side what I saw him on, but man, they're comparing these two guys to Tony Stark, both of them, neck and neck.
geniuses.
I mean,
Technological geniuses.
they ain't too wrong. They're not too
Now,
wrong.
do you
in the future?
one of the things? Okay, correct me if I'm wrong, but I was looking on Saber Bay's website today, right? Because again, I'm needing a micro pixel for the LED accents, and I have, you know, I have one. I have this one. Let me see.
Shout out to Shane.
Yeah, right.
He's my
on
favorite
Saber Bay.
troll.
So I've got this one. I've got this one here, but I've noticed that they've got different one from Stock Custom Works, right?
Mhm.
And actually, Stock had done this one before too, but I noticed that they had a new one, and it's not as round as this one is, and so they're both the same size. They're 5mm micropixel LEDs. And I'm wondering if I order those to fit into, you know, the accent LEDs right here, right? The one that goes up here, because I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put a second housing in this one right here. So, in putting those two like that, I'm wondering because it looks a little bit more oval, and I'm probably gonna have to modify it to make it a little rounder, right, to fit into that housing. Now, if I don't need to, because I mean it says you need to do a little sanding, but If I don't need to, I can try it out and see if it's going to work. If it doesn't work that way, then I'm going to need to go to an. I really don't want to do one of those little other type of RGB LEDs, right? Because for me, they don't work right as opposed to these type of LEDs right here.
Yeah.
So these accent LEDs are the ones to go through better than the other kind, because the other kind, when you resist them, their resistance, even though you get the proper resistance, they're still a little dimmer than what I would like to have. And in these, with the proper, they've already got the proper resistors and they're already like super bright, so they're not incredibly hard to wire and everything else on top of that, right? So utilizing those, but having to sand down things to fit into, again, these are 5mm LEDs as opposed to the 5mm, that you normally see with all the little legs and stuff like that. And I prefer these without the legs, and that's just, of course, me, right?
Is it oval because it's originally round, but then they just cut off the sides of it?
I don't. I'm not exactly sure, but and of course, if you look on you look on Saber Bay, they have them there, but they used to have these, and these are not there anymore. They're more oval than they are round, right? And then you have Cal's the Saber place. Cal has some, and he has the round ones. And so Cal's website, the Saber Armory, shout out to Cal. You know, I think I may end up having, if I order two from Saber Bay and I'm not happy with those, I may have to order from Cal. But I'm hoping that ordering from Shane, then I will see if those work out. And if not, well, then I can still utilize those for basically modifying a crystal chamber, or even using them for a crystal chamber at that. So that's and going back into modifying things, you always have to understand that everything has the dimensions. And if you don't have proper dimensions, whether you order something for the different companies, because different companies are not the same as this other company that you would order from. So sometimes you got to understand that the dimensions from one company is definitely not the same as another company. And if you're looking for the same dimensions, it may be a little difficult. And you may have to either modify themselves or see if that company can modify it for you. But of course, at an additional cost, right? Do you guys agree with that or not?
Yeah, definitely.
Somewhat.
Somewhat?
Yeah.
Why somewhat? Because, I mean, you can always modify it yourself.
I was actually trying to avoid talking about this, but I say somewhat because a lot of these costs can be offset. They can be super offset by just taking like an hour on YouTube to learn and practice, which honestly everybody should be doing. If you're dealing with electronics, you need to know what you're dealing with.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've seen too much. How do I want to phrase this? I don't want to say outright negativity, but price gouging in the Saber community, especially from like the touted domestic bespoke makers. I just $1,000 for a hilt, for a singular hilt that you ain't do much to except for just program the board and do a 3D print. I can't get behind that.
I mean,
to me, that sounds egregious, especially in this economy. That's egregious and greedy.
I mean, I will say that for some NeoPixel lightsabers, well, I mean, for some installers, it definitely it definitely seems like price gouging. But I will say though that word gets around pretty quick on as to who's the better who are good installers and who's going to give you a good deal and who's not going to rob you blind with your pants down.
Yeah. And those ones, I will say, they earn that price point.
Mountain Sabers, Tier Fawn Orbital, even Jeremy from Solo Sabers. Look, there are definitely some people who, some people, they'll be like asinine about it. Like there's this guy who basically created like the Unbanned Jedi or something like that. Like who basically has made an entire website like bashing different people, and he even took a conversation I had with him regarding Electrum sabers and whatnot, and he posted it without my permission and banned me from his room. He's just an. I mean, and I've been seeing people like reference him in different lightsaber pages, and I even had he calls himself Ching Shen Zhao or something, and he's just not good. It's really
as a person or his quality of work.
No, he's a terrible. He's just complaining and moaning and bitching.
Yeah, nobody wants to deal with that.
Yeah, and he basically is bashing lightsaber creators just because they disagree with him. And this guy, he basically took a conversation I was having with him and made it out like, and made it seem like I was the bad guy, like made it seem like an industry insider. And
yeah,
he's just looking for a reaction. Sounds like it.
Yeah.
And
I wouldn't pay too much heed to it. I mean, things happen to good people, and I'm not saying there's a lot of things out there that has happened to people that that's out of their control and out of our control and everything else like that. And then there are some people, some bad apples out there that give really bad experiences, right? But again, like I said, there's some people out there that tried to give a good product and something happened and they couldn't recover, and it affected a lot of people. And we all know who we're talking about, but I'm not going to go there. And so hopefully things work out for those people, because I believe in second chances, right? And so again, they may not ever recover to the point where they're going to do any more hills, so to speak. But I would love to see like them have somebody take over their hilt designs and be able to bring them to life again from another company or so to speak.
SP Sabers was really, really, really good. And there's like a handful of them, and I thought there was going to be another company that does something with them, but I haven't seen anything yet.
Because Sean didn't really when he left the company up for grabs, he didn't really give anyone permission to like sell things under the company's name. It was just offload the rest of the inventory, and you got a few necklaces and trinkets. Yeah, he was done. I remember seeing the video where he announced that he was done with the community. I was like, damn. I understand. I fully understand.
I think Disney they should have gone with that a long time ago, Pawan. I mean, they should have gone with that long time ago.
They should have, however, the technology was not where it needed to be for full production like it is now.
Yeah.
Well, still, Disney sabers are not the best.
No, at all. No. They're trash burritos. Absolutely trash.
I will say that. To the store. If I ever visit Galaxy's Edge, I'm going to say that to the cashier's face.
They know it. That's the thing. The cast knows it. But it's their job, so they can't really.
Yeah, they do. They understand. I mean, they know. But you're not really going for the saber itself. You're going for the experience.
The experience. The experience.
The experience is worth it because you can also modify that saber. You can gut the son of a bitch and modify it.
Yeah, they have gotten a lot better to the point where you can pay go to the park, get you a BS burrito, bring it home, gut the joint, and now you got you a Disney licensed hilt, but with proper electronics.
Again, the modification right there. I mean, if you got to gut the damn thing and put in better electronics, of course, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
And that's another big. I think the accountability of modification for inside the lightsaber itself. You already have if you have got a decent hilt, Now it's your responsibility to have a decent the guts of it inside. You need to have a decent board. You need to have a decent, decent wiring system. You need to have just decent LEDs, and then not some crappy things that you can get.
But here's the thing I don't understand about Disney's prop department, specifically Disney-owned Lucasfilm, because if this was still under George, they would have no problem partnering with like TSQ, LGT, X-Tech, Corbett, all of them, literally all of them, and be like, just give us the hills and the technology, we'll do our own electronics. Cool. But no, we got Disney, who like Opulent said, they partner with TXQ for Ahsoka. They will not publicly acknowledge it, and hell be damned if you bring one to the park outside of Star Wars night. Hell be damned.
Wait, what do you mean?
Meaning outside of Star Wars night, they don't like you bringing outside things that aren't Disney licensed.
Do they not let you bring them in, or they just don't?
Well, unfortunately, that's not going to stop a lot of cosplayers from doing that.
It ain't.
No, they have to let you in with them. I mean, they're not going to stop you.
It's getting to the point where they can't do anything about it anymore.
Like because if you stop one person, you're going to face an army of fans with lightsabers, and who's going to win against an army of fans and army of lightsabers? The people with the lightsabers, because polycarbonate still hurts.
Well, not only that, but I guarantee you, the minute that they take somebody out of that park for that reason, you're going to see that park shut down faster, and you could say shit on a shingle.
It happened before.
I guarantee it, man. People are not going to stand for that.
It happened. I forgot who it was that it happened to, but it was somebody like within the YouTube space of Star Wars creators, and the parks faced so much backlash for a couple years for that. To the point where it was
of course.
You know what? This is not worth fighting. We already own all the IP for the name, for what it is. Cool.
Yeah.
You just can't advertise it. If you advertise somebody buying the lightsaber, it's got to be a Disney park one. That's their policy.
Yeah.
Which, as far as strictly display pieces go, and I mean strictly display, not bad. Not bad recreations from Disney.
This guy, Oplum asks, if you put a Disney sticker on an LGT, how many Disney workers do you think would realize it's not? That'd be so funny.
I want to do that.
They're gonna ask you where'd you get it.
I got it from Bob Iger.
With the Skywalker ration, I got this. Thank you.
I got it from Bob Iger's asshole.
T's back in the house.
I went to go see Kathleen Kennedy before she left office. She had a few in her office, and I got on liquidation. What you want me to tell you?
Now let's. I want to see. Did anybody? Okay. Have you guys gone on the Saber Bay like I did recently? And did you see the? I guess the board. Oh gosh, what did he call it? The add-on to the board. Let me see. Let me go back and look it up on Saber Bay because
The
it's
add-on
kind
for
of
the
weird. It's a breakout board. The breakout board for the CFX. Now, why would anybody want a breakout board? I mean, what is the benefit?
I was wondering what the breakout board was for.
What is the breakout board? What is the benefit to it?
I don't
See,
know.
I don't see a benefit to a breakout board unless you're doing like a huge lightsaber build. I mean, you got to have room for that damn thing. So, Barris,
Can the breakout can the breakout board be used to swap out a CFX?
CFX? No, I don't think it can.
Breakout board.
Like you
I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna
put a CFX because the breakout board has pins that match both the CFX and the Profi, right?
Well, it does. Yeah, it has pins, and you solder everything together, right? And let me see.
Would you be able to swap out a CFX?
Oh, I understand. I see it now. It's literally just for you to test the pin.
Is it just to test the board? Is it just to test the board?
Yeah.
Oh, without soldering directly onto the board?
Yeah, this is what you would use to test. Like there should be a CFX one, there should be a Profi, there should be Golden Harvest. I know there's a Profi breakout board somewhere. I don't know who sells it, but I've seen it.
It'd be cool if they make something to where you can install it on your Saber and then you'd be able to switch out a Profi and a CFX.
Well, I mean, TCSS has all of that in one little thing. I forgot what the thing was, but it's a tester thing that you basically put your board in there and you can solder all this stuff. You can test your speaker, you can test your LEDs, you can test your blade, you can test all kinds of shit with it.
Yeah, that's what the breakout board is supposed to be for.
Well, so that's what the breakout board is actually for, is for testing your board.
Mm-hmm. Because if you just go straight into trying to wire the board in, can I tell you, just in this week alone, I have seen a total of 40 people in Profi forums say that they're brand new to this, they tried it, and then they destroyed their board because they had no idea what they were doing. Nobody was willing to really teach them, because at least in this subreddit community and the Facebook forums, a lot of the people that run them have been doing this ad nauseum to the point where they don't want to help anymore. They are not looking forward to it. You ask them a question, they're like, oh, again. Understandable, but I had to go off on a mod earlier today because
Oplan, yeah, it's a good idea. I mean, it's possible.
Hey, Oplan, what do you mean by? I mean, elaborate. That sounds like a good idea.
That's a breakout board with this one. You get Proto Saber here, huh?
You would think there would be like a little spot for the Proto Saber like that, right?
Yeah.
Not necessarily. Like, ideally, yeah, you would think, but it's the Proto Saber itself is not something that has been brought up too much.
Well, that's true, but there have been a lot of people that have done them pretty well.
I know.
I mean, you have
James made one.
Huh?
Who?
James Mountain Saber.
Yeah, Mountain Sabers made one. So did
Hacksmith made one.
And Alice Sabers made one.
It's like
Alice Sabers made a damn good one.
But it's like so few. It's not. It's like, at least from the vendor's perspective, wouldn't be worth stocking parts and things for it because it's super bespoke. I'm like, no. A lot of the parts that these vendors keep in stock are pieces that are widely used.
Now, shrouds is another huge part of the. I think shrouds bring a huge part of modification to your lightsaber, simply from a design aspect, right?
Mm-hmm. They can, and especially if you're in combat, they can provide some good hand protection.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially if you've got the Subas. Let's take Kanan Jarrus's hilt, for instance. And we'll go with Kanan Jarrus and also who else would be a good example as
Ezra.
Let me see.
Let's see.
Ezra.
For Subas, you got Kanan, Ezra. I will put Vinzalo and the promo art for the SK2 in there slightly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, only so slightly.
Well, then you got the cross guard too. I would say the cross guard is a.
There you go.
Balin Skull. Yeah.
There you go. That's what I was thinking of. Thank you.
And then we also have the cross guard, right? Well, the cross guard because you have, in a way, because
that's my favorite song.
That one, I'll say has been the least explored version of a lightsaber, because if we take reference from Rebels, that's been a thing for a very long time. Rebels would take place during Jedi Survivor. In that time period.
Did we see that before? Did we see that before Kylo Ren or after Kylo
Ren? Before, I think.
Before.
I think that was before.
Okay.
Let me double check. Let me fact check myself.
Yeah, because because if you look at Kylo Ren's hilt, you have the Subas, but Kylo Ren's hilt is a whole different story in itself because you have two parts that could save your hand from getting screwed up big time, right? Even though it's a much bigger type of hilt.
According to Wikipedia, the crossguard has been around for a very long time, way before Kylo Ren was even thought of.
Before Kylo Ren.
Yeah, first iteration was in the Legends 2002 comic Jango Fett Open Seasons 3.
Oh,
and a two-bladed forked lightsaber would appear in 2004 in the 2004 comic Republic 61.
Yeah.
No, see, somebody got smart before then.
I remember the Jango Fett Open Season comic. It was in the Battle of Galadran thing against. I mean, it was. I would say the artists, for writing it. I think the artists were just doing it out of a whim sort of thing. It wasn't really to be taken seriously. I think it wasn't until we had Kylo Ren's hilt finally come on stage that we finally get it.
Well, you also see the evolution. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Did Kylo's come first, or was it the Old Republic, Stellan, whoever his name was?
Stellan Gyros, and that's High Republic. No, Kylo Ren came first.
Okay.
Kylo Ren came first. Okay. So in just my opinion, I think we see the evolution of the modification come from, let's say, Luke losing his hand, right, and others losing their hands, and these, hey, 3 Edge, what up, dude? In modifications, you see, because you saw the need of protecting your hand a certain way. Ezra, for instance, you see the modification in his lightsaber simply because he's hiding the saber itself in the terms of a blaster, right? Until he didn't give a shit anymore. He said, "Fuck this! I'm a Jedi. I'm gonna stir up some shit." So, but while he was a youngling, I mean, he hid the fact that, and it was. I think it was one of the best kind of modifications ever to come out of Star Wars, because when you're in hiding, what better way to do that? And as well as his mentor and Kanan Jarrus.
He had like 3 or 4 different pieces.
Yeah, the thing.
Yeah, I mean, well,
as his first hilt looks goofy, like off first glance, but then you think about the purpose of it, and you think about the time period that he constructed it. It makes perfect sense. It makes absolute perfect sense. He had literal scraps to work with. All he was missing was a kyber crystal and a focusing crystal. Bada bing, bada boom. You do what you can in the Imperial era. You do what you can.
I wonder how Kylo Ren got that idea. I know he had a broken crystal. That's why he had to do it that way.
For his crossguard, his came out of necessity. So
you're welcome, dude.
Yeah, his came out of necessity because he cracked his crystal just like Vader did. But unlike Vader's construction, which held all that angst and anger all up in one singular blade, Kylo's hilt could not. His was built post-Empire, so none of the robust internals of Vader's hilt. When he put his crystal back in there, it shot out Quinlan's. So he had to modify the extra output. That's the only reason. Otherwise,
yeah.
Actually, I take that back. Otherwise, he probably still would have made it anyway because he's Kylo Ren edgelord.
I think, I think the crossguard would have saved his hands, but at the same time, I don't think he could wield them as gracefully as he did his curved hilt.
Absolutely not. Dooku is a fencer. Dooku was modeled after Christopher Lee, a real life fencer, a real life knight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dooku would not have worked any other way.
I think he even helped in the design of that curved hilt. He said, I think the original one was not
the original
true
hilt
to a fencing hilt
was based off of the Charlemagne curved hilt.
Yeah.
Of the Emperor Charlemagne.
Yeah. Christopher Lee had a lot of input in the creation of Dooku's hilt, and it works. It freaking works. I don't think it works as well with a 1-inch blade as it does with a 7/8. But Lord have mercy. Even if Dooku had a crossguard, he's still losing his hands. Anakin ain't for that. Anakin was not playing that shit. He was not.
Much better at what, see?
I love the curve. I try to make the curve with aluminum for the original design of my pylon. I couldn't get it to curve. I kept kinking it. I just tools.
Yeah.
So
I think you have to do like I think from what I've seen, you have to kind of stick something inside the pipe of it itself, and gradually do the the bending of it.
Yeah, I will do a version of that one later because I'm a big curved hilt fan, so I'll probably make one of those eventually.
I saw a YouTube video on bending metal metal. So and especially stuff that kinks. They said to use something on the inside of it to help prevent the kink.
And see, like the one you have right there, that one it's curved from the beginning, right?
This is curved in the way of a tachi.
Yeah.
And this is the only type of curve I can deal with. I physically cannot, and aesthetically, but more so physically, I cannot deal with the curve of Dooku and Darth Vader's. If it feels like a cane, it's not going in my hand. If it feels like a katana, I will.
Yeah.
So that's what, like, this one and Ahsoka's replicas, that's perfect for me. That fits my fighting style, fits, this thing is thick, okay? I want this to be really emphasized. This thing is thick, right? I got big bassist drummer hands. This thing is thick, okay? It is thick. Almost a little bit because it's missing a support screw, but it's thick. This thing is built for combat, is built for endurance, it is built for proper technique, which I think a lot of people are turned off by with ovular hilts that force you to remember you have edge alignment. Even though this is a cylindrical blade, you have edge alignment. Your tendons have edge alignment. It don't matter that you think this thing is all a tube. your tendons. Your tendons ain't just gonna go around in a circle. No, you move the wrong way, you're gonna hurt something. This forces you to learn proper technique.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that kind of hilt would benefit from like another blade? Like what is it? Oh shoot, what is the blades?
BYO makes some good.
Oh man, I'm thinking. Oh, what's his name? The other blades, the katana blade style type.
Oh, the flat ones.
Yeah.
Mystic Knight's Armory.
Let me see.
Flat, possibly. I'll say possibly, and the only flat that I would
Ripper blades. Do you think that you utilizing a ripper blade on that hilt would be more beneficial than that kind of blade?
No, I would say no because they're still made of polycarbonate, and the acrylic. Even if you do have proper form and hit with the blunt side, not the flat side, you're still gonna. It's still a risky move.
Oh yeah, no. I just looked at these ripper blades. Absolutely not.
Well, I think they're starting to do some kind of polycarbonate now with those type of blades, and the curved blades. Like
you're thinking of Mystic Knight's Armory. That guy, he's making blades that are a combination of polycarbonate and metal in it. That buys it.
Yeah, I would still say no, because even though those are made with polycarb, the thinness that you have to get it to be that flat, it's gonna break. Like, you're not gonna have the same flex as you do with something like this.
Right.
And yeah, it's great for display, great for cosplay, yes. Great for, shooting a film or what have you, but for actual practicality, for this type of hilt, I wouldn't.
I would love to see the strength of those blades with the ripper blade style.
The only flat blade I've seen that has any type of durability, I mean any type of genuine durability, is the new Saber hilt, the competition blade that LGT came out with.
Yeah.
The only one that I would trust. I ain't trusting no other flat with this at all.
Well, there you go.
I ain't trusting the one that has the 1-inch adapter that comes with the dark saber. I ain't trusting the Mystic Knights. I ain't trusting the Ripper blade. I will only trust that competition blade with something like this.
Yeah.
Because it's built for it. It's carbon fiber and like a rubber polymer. So it absorbs the impact, get the weight of the carbon fiber, which is similar to polycarb. It would be similar, but aside from that, I ain't trusting it.
What diameter blade?
See, there you go. I mean, that is a modification of a blade itself already. So we see that, and I think we're going to see a lot more different modifications within blades in the near future coming up, because people are wanting stronger and stronger blades, but maybe thinner blades as well. So
they've gotten a lot stronger.
Yeah. What's the diameter blade that you prefer for dueling?
1 inch.
1 inch.
Yeah, you really need a 1 inch, man.
Yeah, for like regular dueling, 1 inch. If I'm participating in light speed, 7/8. 7/8.
Yeah.
Because one, you're really going in for like whip strikes, real quick jabs. This would definitely fly in like a TSL or Praxium war fight. This blade would fly. I will trust this. I will smack somebody's armor off with this thing. Okay. I did that today in practice. I will smack somebody's armor off with this.
Now, have you had to modify anything on the emitter for that for the blade or not?
No, this is X-Tech. Shit, Bears told me the model name and I already forgot.
talking about?
This one.
Yeah, it's an X-Tech hilt from what I see. It basically, if you take a picture of it and put it on the search engine thing for AliExpress, it'll come up one way or another.
I have it in a text message because I sent it to my battle master. He wanted to get I was showing him the updated version. This is the old version with that recharge port that don't work.
Mm-hmm.
The new one has USB-C and a CoverTech wheel. That's what I want. This D-ring is nice. It don't move. It is horrific for holding it on my belt, though. Absolutely horrific. This is, if I was going to have a D-ring on a katana style, it would not be facing that way. It would be perpendicular because I'm holding the flat part to my body. Actually, just like Ahsoka's. That's really how this should be. It should, like, the D-ring for this should be like Ahsoka's. Ahsoka's is a katana style, and it holds the flat part to her body. It's flush. But this thing, oh man, I've gone through a good number of hilts. This thing is special. This one is special to me.
Do you guys have any test? KB, do you have a test board for anything that you do?
I do not.
You do not?
I do not. Mm-mm.
Okay.
What I do is I do as much homework as possible. As much visual homework as I possibly can. First thing I do is go see who fucked up first. I want to see who fucked up, how bad you fucked up, what you did to fuck up, and if it was reparable. Because if it happened to one person, it's liable to happen to me as well.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna show you all something real quick because I'm right. Let me get right here. So I do have a Prism 5.1 right here that I'm going to be using for a test board, right? And I've already started making a speaker modification right here. So if you can see, I got the JST Connect right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start wiring the board just for the power, just for the speaker and the buttons. I'm already working on the button system right here, right? Just to test things out. So when I actually get done, well, this chassis is already done in terms of putting in my power, my speaker, right? And all of the wires that are going to come out of it right now at this point. So what I'm going to do is eventually take the speaker wires, the purple wires right here, and connect the other connector right here, so that when I'm testing the speaker right here, I'll know whether this speaker is bad or good. It's brand new, so it should work pretty well, right? Mm-hmm. But anyhow, this will be my kind of system for setting up and testing new buttons, setting up and testing new speakers, testing every component of the lightsaber aside from the board, right? Mm-hmm. And then eventually I'll get to do other testing boards. Like eventually, if I can find a good price for a cheaply used CFX, get a CFX board that I can use for when I'm testing CFX stuff, and get a Profi and use a Profi for a test for Profi stuff. So again, modifying all these different boards for testing purposes is a great idea when you get to buying your components, because sometimes you might get like cars, right? Your boards come out crappy. I mean, you get a lemon here and there, and you have a chance to say, hey, I tested the board, it's not working properly, can I get a new one? And I'm going to return this. It's bad, I need another one, right? And always document. I would always document your testing stuff, so that way the modifications that you do to these testing boards, you're not really doing any real modifications. All you're doing is the minimum what the manual provides you information to do for testing your board at first.
You're testing
And
configuration, right? That's what you're doing.
yeah, you're testing your components. I mean, for each board, but you don't want to use a Prism 5.1 for testing your CFX. You mean you're gonna use the Prism for testing your speaker and your buttons, but when it comes down to the board itself on running different things, you want that same kind of board, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know.
So again,
The Custom Saber Shop has some testing for both Profi and CFX.
mm-hmm.
I was thinking of getting me one of those.
That's probably what I should have got for my Profi.
I got a tester for my blade plugs. I just grabbed an old core chassis, and then I just use it specifically just for testing the blade plugs that I made.
Yeah, and even what is it? Eccentric. What is this? Eccentric Artisan. Eccentric Artisan. Shout out to that dude, because he has modified things for testing blade plugs, for testing blades themselves and everything within your hilt and otherwise, right? So if you guys get a chance to check out Eccentric Artisan, he does quite a few things for lightsaber stuff, and they're awesome videos to watch and learn from.
Yeah, I follow.
How challenging is it to make a pixel blade plug?
Not that challenging, really. I mean, it's basically if you can make a blade, you can make a blade plug.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The only difference the only thing you're utilizing different is a PCB. I mean, other than that, you're golden. Because as a matter of fact, I think Antonio. Excuse me, Antonio. He even shows how to do a blade plug as well. But for me, let me see if I can find my blade plug, and I think this one is not. Let's see.
One Terrence, yeah, that's an MVP emitter that I have on that. If that question was for me, and Operon, I think Stock Custom Papers or Stock makes a flashlight blade plug or adapter.
Oh, you're talking about the new V2, the Neo Cree V2. Yes. Highly recommend that. I've been pitching it to my Saber Guild. That thing rivals a pixel. Okay? It is no joke.
I want to get
that thing is no joke.
Yeah.
It's a little on the pricey end, but it's worth it.
I was thinking of getting one because I do security for the church, and having a lightsaber as a flashlight would be great.
Let me see. So
that's why I always keep batteries charged, because if anything happens to the power.
Let me see. I'll be right. Okay.
Nice.
Let me show you guys real quick.
What's your favorite blade color?
So I've got a blade. I've got a blade plug right here, and you're talking about having one that's got a PCB in it, right? Not just a plain Jane. This is just a plain Jane PCB blade plug, right? No LEDs in there or whatever, right? Okay. So with doing this, now what you want to do is that you can actually utilize, like Anthony has on Space Window has on Civilized Sabers. You can get some of these PCBs like this right here. And then let me see if I can show you a little bit.
Like a PCB?
Yeah, so to speak, because what it is that this PCB has all these LEDs already in it, right? And they're already all resistor. And so now all you have to do basically is set it in. What you're doing is you need to have it Where did I put those blade plug parts? Damn it.
Oh, God, that's right.
Dee.
I was not expecting that to be like.
Give me
blind.
just a minute. Where did I put them? Jeez, Louise. Again, I'm always putting things where I shouldn't be putting them because when I need them, I lose them. Right? Oh, here we go.
God,
I
I can't
think.
wait for Proxy War in November.
Is it in this one or is it in?
I'm sorry, I'm having a fighter's high right now. I am amped for Proxy War this fall. Ooh, we gonna beat the brakes
Where
off.
is that little box?
God, I can't wait. It's gonna be my first saber tournament and everything.
Oh
Yeah. And then, yeah, I just got a whole bunch of those.
I think I've got one in here.
I ordered a whole bunch of those LED PCBs.
Mm-hmm.
I had some people were asking about the blade plugs, the motorized blade plugs that I was making. So I'm gonna make a couple of those and put them out.
Okay, so I 3D printed one out, and this is not going to be like I 3D printed one out, and right now I'd have to really kind of get this piece right here like modified, like pushed out and whitened up to fit this. But if you put that LED in there, right? So you get that PCB in there, and then you set this inside of that. I don't know if you can. Let me see if I can.
So it's just basically.
If you set that inside, right? So if you set that inside right there, right, and then you got that piece right there, that will filter the LEDs going through, but it will light up the whole. It will light up the whole thing, pretty much, because these LEDs are pretty damn bright.
They are.
And so again, I really wish.
I didn't realize this thing was going to be that blinding. Going through the turbine.
Yeah, that's why they have those.
This thing apparently does not care that there's a blade plug in it.
Oh man!
I really need a new drop-in core. This thing is so old.
What does it have in there right now? I can't see.
Right now it's an old TXQ RGB chassis. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna actually undo the. I'm trying to turn it on so I can.
Yeah, if you have some blade material, some extra blade material, you can put anything in front of it to diffuse it.
Yeah. I mean, you can either get these PCBs or you can use. Do you have pieces? Do you have pieces of LED strips?
Not anymore. I don't.
Do you? Okay, let me ask you this: do you have at least one, like a piece of LED strip, like maybe one or two LEDs?
Somewhere.
Then that's
like 3 or 4 pixels.
Okay, then that's all you need, because actually all you need is basically a blade side PCB and 2 of those little LEDs from the strip itself. Wire it and glue it all together, and stick it inside the blade. Some blade material, and there you go.
Okay, I have to try that with my blade plug, or just order
As a matter of fact, Antonio from Ronin shows, or is it Avery Castillo? I think it's Avery Castillo. I think he showed how to make one. And
yeah, I love Avery's catalog. He shows you everything that he does.
Yeah, Avery's really good. I wish I could get Avery on the show. I wish I could get Avery on the show, but he hasn't responded to any of my emails for trying to get him on here. So
Nerf Herder has a good video on making blade plugs as well.
Yeah, he does. Benji's awesome too.
Yeah, I ordered these from Saber Bay, and I got a whole bunch of them in. I had some requests for blade plugs. Someone make some blade plugs with the motorized turbines in them.
Mm-hmm.
These were really a good price on Saber Bay, like almost $6, LED ones.
I like the fact that you did that with the blade plugs, dude. That go round and round, man. I
Yeah,
really like
I
those.
ordered more bearings for it too. I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong camera.
Nice, nice. So see, that's another modification, because using that kind of modification for your blade plugs just enhances it just all that much more too. So modifications is not just aesthetically pleasing, but it can get challenging as well, right? Um,
And James
in
Navarrete,
terms,
I got a good friend of mine named James Navarrete who made this motor PCB holder and motor mount,
uh-huh.
and this is what I use for my blade plugs. It holds the motor for the turbine for the spinning motor.
And I'm wondering if I can utilize one. I had a mini RC helicopter that basically I had sent to somebody to fix it, and he screwed it all up. And I'm like, dude, what the hell? I mean, I gave him money and he just kind of screwed it all up. But I still have the little motors from those things, right? So like I was thinking of utilizing those little motors, because I saw that you could use those for rumble motors and lightsabers. But I was thinking to myself, what about utilizing those for blade plugs, right? In terms of spinning the thing.
Is it one of these that you got?
Let me see. Let me. It's not one of the. It's way smaller than that. I'm talking like a lot thinner and a lot skinnier than that.
Okay, yeah, because this is an N20.
Yeah.
So
no, I'm. Yeah, I mean, it's like I'd have to look for them, but they're like micro, dude. I mean, they're like, oh, if I was to compare it to something,
they
honestly,
too fast.
Honestly, it's about as skinny as this bit right here, and it's about half the size.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
That's how big that little motor is. That's how big the little motor is.
That's the issue I keep coming like. I guess that's the main issue I have with putting together the electronics is my hands are big, my fingers are really big, but these pieces are incredibly tiny.
Mundo, how many LEDs could you fit in a 10-inch and a 20-inch blade? And how would that be to make? How hard would it be to make super bright short blade? Well, see, the thing is that like I just bought these 3535s, and depending on that 10-inch blade and the 20, let me see. I've got this. I would say, well, this is a 28-inch blade right here, from here to here. So if you're looking at a 20, I would probably cut it from here, right? So probably from here to here. And if I was to fit the 35s in here, now if you're looking into a 1-inch blade, of course I'd have to use the 50/50s, and depending, Anthony can fit 4 strips in these some bitches. So, I could get a PCB for the 4 strips and set it in there, but I'm pretty happy with the 2-strip, stuff. So, I could put 2 strips and possibly 3 if I wanted to get fancy like Anthony, and get his 3-strip package, right? And then I could probably fit, since you have 144 LEDs per strip in the 35s as well as the 50/50s, right? These right here are 50/50s. So if you're going to do something like that, I mean, this is a 7/8. Yeah. So this is a 7/8 blade right here. This is a 7/8 blade right here. And if I'm using the 35s, I'm just using the 50s as an example, but I probably could fit about 2 or 3 in here, right? And make a TriStar 7/8 blade. But just doing the dual star, just 2 blades itself, would be sufficient for my needs from what I would want to do. And yeah, let's see, from doing a 10-inch to a 20-inch, I don't think I have
Scott.
a measuring tape by me. I think my measuring tape is way off, but just coming from understanding that this is probably less. This is probably a little more than 10 inches right here. But if we were to go from end to end, I'm gonna count how many LEDs we have. Let's see, 1,
Excuse me.
7, 8.
Yeah, because this one right here is a 30, or it was a 30. I cut it down to like 29. So now I think exposed blade. I have
Yeah, I got a
about
question. When you guys buy light,
So
do y'all buy it with the blade, or do you not? When you get
Me
the
personally, I like buying them with the blade, so I have extras. Even if I don't use the extra blades, I have extra parts now.
Mhm.
yeah, I like making my blades. I like making my own blades. So
Yeah.
because Anthony has been so gracious to show me, and as well as the tutorials from Rob Petcow, Rob Mad Cow Pet Cow, and also Meg Tooth Sith, and Shamim, all these guys, and Cal. I learned how to make blades from all of these guys, right? And then Anthony just enhanced my learning experience by helping me as well when I had questions. And so to also 3 Edge, to answer your question, if I can put in 40 LEDs in one strip, right, on probably the 20-inch, so you're looking at 80 LEDs in a 10 or 20-inch.
Yeah. Is that the only style of LED strips that are available? Is there some that have more LEDs per inch?
Well, I mean, you have like you have the meters that can do like 60 per meter. I think there's 30 per meter, but these LEDs are way much bigger, and you can fit. There's a lot less. I think there's a lot less room in the row for those, right? So they may not necessarily be. You may not be necessarily able to fit that good. Bless you. That good of LEDs in the blade itself, the blade stock, because they're much wider, right? So you have to, with the wider stuff. I mean, and again, it could be personal preference. So you may want to check them out and see what the diameter between the LEDs and how many you really want versus how many you need are customized, right? So I've seen, like I said, 60 per meter. I've seen 30 per meter, but of course, the little boxes get bigger and bigger, and so the room in the blade stock itself, you really have to kind of consider what you want to do, because as far as I know, I have not seen anybody utilize the 30 or the 60 per meter. It's always been utilized the 144 per meter. In everything that I've researched and seen and watched, nobody has really done the 30 or the 60 per meter. Yeah. And I could be wrong.
I'll also say the internal thickness of your blade plays a huge part in which kind of LEDs you can use.
Yeah.
Because this is a 3 millimeter thick, right? And we had to do a little bit to the internal to make these 50/50s fit smoothly anyway. because inside this is another shielding from TSS. So yes,
and I would say if you're going to utilize, go ahead, KB. I'm sorry, man.
Oh, you're good. It is bright, but if you compare it to a Dual Star or a KR Showblade, you got to notice a bit of a difference, a significant difference. You're gonna notice it. But I didn't build my blades for show. I built my blades to be aesthetically pleasing, but more so functional than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mundo, is this the one you have?
Let me get you. Hold on. I may get you. I'll get you. There we go.
Is this the one you have?
No, a lot skinnier than that, dude.
Really?
Believe it or not, even skinnier than that. If I find the components, I'll send you a pic, dude.
Yeah.
They're like really micro.
Wow.
Yeah, they're even smaller than that.
Yeah. I had bought these originally for the blade plugs, but they spin way too fast. There's no governing the speed on it.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus said, sell some cloths and buy a sword. Jesus wants you to buy a lightsaber.
KB says he appreciates.
He'd also say,
Rich is in the house.
He'd also say, hug your father, kiss your mother, and don't be a schmuck.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yes, all hail Shamim.
The goat. You were talking about building who you learned building blades from. I actually learned from Shane of Saberback. He was doing a live stream on Facebook, and I was doing the soldering right there with him. The Nerfers also did a live stream a couple years ago where they were building their sabers. I really miss when they did those streams because there was so much information from all of them. The whole Smugglers Outpost crew. So much
on the screen.
That's funny.
That's
Look at that. I like that. Yeah. I really like that, dude. That's just nice, dude.
So this is a mod that I made for instead of the ears, the bunny ears. This is
I
can't hate that. I can't find a reason to hate on that. Like
you can't, dude. I
don't need a little screwdriver for these tiny ass retention screws. Absolutely.
It holds the blade really tight because you don't have a single point of fastening. This fastens it all the way around. It grabs it like a clamp.
Hey guys, I've got to bounce tomorrow. I've got to bounce. I've got some things I've got to do in the morning, and it's getting late.
No worries, bro.
All right.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Just for everyone on the stream, remember, new episodes of Maul Shadow Lord come out tomorrow. So don't spoil it.
Watch it so you don't hear a spoiler on next show.
2 more weeks of Maul Shadow Lord. These are the last 2 weeks.
Yep, and next Friday, I will be at the new baseball stadium in Chattanooga for Star Wars Night at the Lookout. So that'll be fun. I'll be going
nice.
And The Stranger.
Have they shown the lightsaber of the master of what's her name? The lizard master?
What lizard master?
Master
Daki?
Yes.
Yes and no. You have to look closely. They have to look closely at the thing of it. But I'm sure that there are saber enthusiasts that are combing over that thing over every single screenshot. I mean,
a lightsaber. Look at it.
I mean, look, Galaxy's Edge already did one, but I'm not a fan of how they put the cover tech wheel at where it is. Look, I'm.
It's in the center.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I really don't mind it for Devins because she's so short. It kind of makes sense. If it's just dangling like we normally would, she'd have some issues. She'd have a little more issues.
Yeah.
But the cover tech gives her quick access, and then the D-ring at the bottom
I wouldn't really call Devon's hilt a clan hilt, but it does share some aesthetics with it.
Yeah. Y'all got TikToks? 3 years want to follow you.
All right. Well, everyone, you have a good night, and just everyone have a great week. All right.
You too, buddy. You too, man. Catch you later.
3-edged sword.
Appreciate you.
I don't have a TikTok. I should get one.
I have one. I just don't post anything on it too much. I mean, I should, but I don't.
I like streaming on TikTok. The interaction is great. It's great for discoverability and building the community, but for advancement, if I want a quality stream, I have to go to YouTube or Twitch.
Hey, you know, I've noticed YouTube has less and less viewership on it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going on with YouTube.
What other modifications do you guys think that we should kind of see coming up in the near future? And that goes for all of y'all in the chat too. What do you guys would like to see in the near future from builders and creators that we really haven't seen yet, as far as modified designs, modified chassis? Well, I mean, of course, you know, the chassis, we get all the blinkies, so that's, you know, a plus on the modifications for the chassis themselves, right? And then you have, now, again, you have your choice of having your buttons on, you know, you have your choice of your buttons on top of the hilt, right? And or sometimes you have the buttons built into the hilt where it goes down a little bit further, right? Mm-hmm. And of course, again, where I have, like, Roy Boy comes up, where my buttons could be doing that. And then, of course, you have the SMD buttons, where the clamp card is, you can't see the buttons, but you utilize the clamp card for depressing the buttons that way. Mm-hmm. And you don't see the buttons whatsoever. You're just seeing the clamp card. Yeah. So those modifications, yeah. So those kind of modifications are really well defined.
I think a lot of the new things that are coming out, it's going to have to be modular. A lot of people like to be able to swap things out and not have to depin or desolder anything. Anything that's modular that you can just disconnect and
swap out.
Swap out is what I think that's one of. And another thing too that I've heard some people talk about is a holographic crystal chamber. With the holographic crystal.
That would be definitely interesting. A holographic crystal chamber. Yeah. Fuck me. I don't like that idea.
Yeah, that's something like
dude. That'd be amazing to see.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be. I honestly don't think it would be that much, because if you're utilizing a hologram of a crystal, and all you have to do is basically program it in there. Jesus.
Well, they have those little spinning fans that create that hologram. If they put a whole
you would have to have a spinning
motor. Yeah.
You would have
tiny little ones in there. It'll create that crystal.
You know, I think we have a basis of it now, based on LGT, because their crystal reveal has that spinning motor. All it needs to do is just spin a little faster, and you put the lights on it, make a hologram.
Yeah. Or your little motor coming handy.
Yeah. Ooh, that sounded zesty. The issue I see coming from that, though, is the hobby itself has changed. No longer is the hobby built for shelf queen addicts. It's not. It's no longer shelf queen centric. If you can't actually use your hilt, people ain't buying them. Like, I'm seeing people that have been in the hobby for years, and they're selling everything, straight up liquidation sales.
Yeah.
For one reason or another, but mainly what I'm seeing is they have a whole collection of shelf queens that ain't doing nothing but just collecting dust. You can't use them, you can't wear them, You do anything with them, it's liable to break, or you decrease the value, your resale value. Nah, give me something like this. Give me something like this and a couple of plumber's pliers and some sandpaper. We good.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a little
Hang on, buddy. Hang on. I'm getting there.
Give me a little drill bit.
Oh, yeah.
Drill a hole for a cover tack in here. You get some battle scars. Like when I say I took a pair of pliers to this thing, I mean I desecrated the hell out of this thing and then sanded it. I laid full tier front over, threw it on the
heavily
ground,
modified. Heavily modified.
Threw it on the ground, dropped it from a couple of stories. I wanted all the real hurt, all the real battle damage for this thing because it's strong. It's aluminum, yes, which makes the scarring a lot easier to do. But here's the key: you can use it, and these are heavily modifiable. This little thing for like $50, empty. Drop-in core, don't matter which company. Drop-in core, $50, empty. Heavily modifiable. The character sabers, people don't want to mess with them no more. Most people don't want to mess with them anymore because, well, one, you get the control box. That's hard to get rid of. Two, it's only just so much you can do to a character hilt to make it your own.
Yeah.
Like this one in particular, all I did was take off the red button here that does nothing and just swapped out or just switch this around. This right here was a little ring that was at the bottom. I just moved it up top. Give me a little choke point.
Yeah.
Not much you can do to a character hilt.
Now I've got a button system that I'm kind of getting somebody to help me with design wise and working on it. And I'm hoping somebody
picks up the MHS and VHS.
Yes, definitely for sure. Because
like
Rich is
we got buyer for the VHS, but MHS with TCSS going bye-bye, that's about to go bye-bye too.
Well, they're not going bye-bye completely. They're just not going to do the MHS system anymore. So they're going to sell that off to somebody who will make that system. But for everything else, I think they are going to stay in business as far as everything else goes, right?
I hope they sell it to Saber Trio because that's the system that's for their threads. That's what makes Saber Trio so moddable. They use the MHS threads.
Yeah.
Saber Trio has MHS threads as well?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know.
That would be kind of hard though, because if Saber Trio gets them, the parts from over there is going to be a little bit more expensive over here, as opposed if it was.
That's the only downside.
You know,
but
yeah.
It will that is the main downside. However, it will be if they do get the rights to it, it will be handled with care. But also, we're going to have the downside of getting a price hike because international relations.
But I'm hoping that they would sell it off to two people, one in the States, and if they do Saber Trio, that would be wonderful, right? Yeah. So we would have quality parts from over there and over here. Now, don't get me wrong, Cal from Saber, Cal has a phenomenal amount of parts and hilts and everything else. So, but again, they're still imported. See, and I mean, you want something that's closer to home, so that we wouldn't have to pay those high tariffs. But again, people in Canada, they're having to pay for stuff like that on high prices for getting it to them from over here, even though they're closer here than they are from over there, right?
All of their stuff is more expensive. Like for Canada, it doesn't matter where they get stuff from; it's more expensive for them. It's getting there. We're now experiencing that here in the States, thanks to certain individuals we don't have to highlight.
Yeah, exactly, and we won't highlight because we won't give them the satisfaction. So,
but the future is yet unwritten. The future is yet unwritten, and we're getting some fresh blood in the hobby. We're getting some fresh ideas, some real innovative makers.
I agree, Rich.
Like Rich said, TCSS should definitely do quarterly pre-orders. I actually like that idea for them. Do it in drops, maybe like 3-4 times out the year.
Well, actually, even if they actually make the state, I mean, let's say somebody go ahead and utilize their saber builder, right?
Mhm.
And basically email Tim to make that saber straight out. That would be like phenomenally, because then you could create these different hilts and stuff and send it to him, and they will build that particular saber straight out like that all at
Mhm.
once, right? You're not buying pieces, you're ordering
Yeah.
the pieces, but they're building it straight out already together.
Yeah.
Instead of having parts here and parts there, they're gonna build that one saber straight out from the order itself.
Yeah. The catch-22 I do see from that is over here, at least from my personal myopic view, who I could see getting it would probably be one of the smugglers, either Tim or Jeremy, because Jeremy has the actual machining equipment. He can actually fabricate it.
Right.
Tim builds. Tim is a builder. He is a builder. From raw parts to finished product, he is a builder. He doesn't have the machining equipment. Jeremy does, but
Right.
them two together, especially with Benji not doing a whole lot of commissions anymore, I can see them. I can see them being the ones that get it. That get the
It would
rights to
be
the emissions.
a CNC machine shop that would get that type of, because of the
I would hope so. I would hope
because
so,
of the amount of parts that would be in demand.
Yeah, but I guess my question is, do we even have those shops here?
Right.
What's that new
well,
one?
He says
Oakland.
Oakland, I would say you can, but you would have to have like, you would have to modify either the chassis or have a modified board changer that fits into the chassis itself.
I'm actually going to say no, and this comes from me actually asking the manufacturers and a few vendors. I'm going to say no. Across the board, there are a couple that are interchangeable, like SMV4 Pro and Profi, 1-to-1 swap, basically.
Okay, I stand corrected.
How the issue that you are going to run into, like Mondo said, is the chassis and the hilt construction. Like, you see, this one has just the one hole for a TXQ drop-in core. If you put a Xenopixel core in here, you're going to block off your USB-C charging, and you're not going to have the security port right here. This is a TXQ,
I stand corrected.
This is a TXQ hilt built for proprietary TXQ internals. Profi is the one board that you can put in anything, literally anything, from blasters to Lord of the Rings NeoPixels to regular Star Wars stuff. That's the one board you can put in anything, no matter what. SMV4 and Xeno, those are more proprietary. Those are a lot more proprietary, and it is very unfortunate that information is not public. And that is, I blame the quote unquote pillars of the Saber community for that, because those same pillars are heavy on the gatekeeping, especially when it comes to what they consider insider information, which it really isn't. The manufacturers like Pat Gibson, James Z, they're highly accessible. They're incredibly accessible. TXQ and LGT, they will tell you whatever you need to know. Especially if you know how to put these things together, they will literally give you the schematics. All I did was ask James for the schematics for a CV4 board.
One option too, like an adapter that would help. If there's room, an adapter that would help install another core into another saber. But it all depends on the space you have. If it's because it's too short, then yeah, a spacer would help. But
yeah,
I mean, but you would have to redesign. You would have to redesign a new chassis to fit that board to fit into that hilt, like you were saying.
Probably easier just to get a whole new specific chassis for that saber.
Yeah, or just get a universal custom one that has the space that allows for Xeno, SNV4, Profi.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say CFX because that's hyper specific. You make space for a CFX, you can't use any other board. You just can't.
Yeah.
It's too big. But
It
Profi,
is. It really is.
those I can see being easily interchangeable. The only issue I would wonder about is the emitter. It's like the connection PCBs. That's the one thing I would worry about because LGT has their pogo pins and it connects to a rail PCB on the inside. TXQ's just sticks out of the emitter and connects straight to the blade. So
definitely, definitely, if you want to modify something, you're gonna have to go outside the box.
Yeah,
modify the shit out of
it. This chassis here that I'm using in the SK2.
They make a core for almost every lightsaber for different Profi. You just gotta go to all these.
This came with a Profi. This came with a Profi, and it now holds an SA4 Pro. Howsoever, I want to utilize another saber, so this board is about to go into something else, and I want to reinstall my Profi 3.9. Not looking forward to it. Not at all. I'm not looking for. I don't miss having to code.
Yeah,
I don't miss that. I really installed the SMV4 Pro because I'm getting all the Profi blue. I get all the Profi features. I can make my own blade styles, organize my fonts however I want it, all in the app, and I get the Bluetooth all in one. Whereas you got to pay another extra $50 to have the Bluetooth module installed onto your Profi board.
Yeah.
Which jacks up the price for your whole saber, $150 to $200.
Wow.
I'm good with the discount Profi.
Right.
Little discount Profi, I can manage everything on my phone already. Cool. Cool.
Do you utilize any of the Bluetooth on any of your sabers?
Always. Well, pretty much all my sabers are TSQ, so yeah.
Oh, I didn't know TSQ had Bluetooth on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the SLV4 Pro. Yeah, that's standard Bluetooth. Profi SLV4 Pro and Xenopixel come standard with Bluetooth. Profi does not.
Profi. So that when I sent my saber out to go get installed, I requested a Bluetooth on it.
That's gonna be extra. That's extra.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play a little something for you guys.
I'm sensing a powerful mind.
Oh, she was my favorite. She was my favorite. And when she came back for a cameo in Picard, oh my god, the way I screamed on that episode. Exactly. Yeah. So I feel like you really asked the like critical questions. And
yeah,
that information needs to be a lot more public than it is. But there's nothing wrong with us making it public. We are, those of us that do venture to make it public, we are going to have some pushback from the hierarchy of.
Well, this is one. Yeah, Oplan, this is one of the reasons why I do the show, man, because information is power, right? But we're here to have a good time, and giving information that's prevalent to what's going on now and what was in the past, but try to be as entertaining as we can. You know what I mean? And again, I'm going to reiterate, and I've said it during different shows, but since you've come on a couple of times, in the chat, and I want to just reiterate that, the way I feel for doing the show is that we're sitting at a table, having drinks and talking about this stuff and having fun doing it, right? Like we're all together doing this at a table. It would be no different than us sitting at a pizza place and talking about this stuff, or going to a bar and talking about this stuff, or even Disney to the cantina and talking about this stuff. And that's how I want to portray this show, is that we are doing that as well as giving some information and having a good time with everybody as well within the chat. Because what I do try to is interact with you guys in the chat as much as possible with what you've got to say and what you want to put into the show as well. Right? Oh, wow. Next weekend show from Galaxy's Edge. Dude, that'd be awesome, Rich. Dude. And so, you know, I really, you guys in the chat also make the show. I mean, even though I do the show, you know, every Sunday and stuff like that, the show is not without my co-host, and it's not without you guys in the chat, because again, it is a cohesive collective between us all, and it's so much fun to have you guys talking and interacting in the chat too. Yeah, I mean, we guys here, you know, that you see us on YouTube, man, we can talk about this stuff and then not interact, but I'm not like that. I want to have everybody interact. I want everybody to have a voice, and that's what I love, and that's what I hope you guys love too, right?
That's right, Riz. Chat, don't forget to hit the likes.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure. Yeah, it definitely does, man. And if you know people who love talking about Star Wars, that they're just people that don't want to hear them, come on over and tell them, hey, come on over to Mundo Show and come into the chat, man. He'd be happy to talk to you about this stuff, because we do. We generally love talking about it, and that's what makes it fun. That's what makes it fun, man. So with that though,
hyperfixated nerds.
Rich, are
you want to light it up? Yeah, he said he's gonna be live from over there. Damn. And I was gonna go in August, man. And now I can't. But next year, I'm hoping I can go. I'll save up money for next year. Let's see. Oh. Didn't light up. There we go. My blade is on the fritz. Let me see. Hold on. Let me get a different sound font.
Sound menu.
This is not the way this goes.
We're keepers of the peace, not soldiers.
What? This is perfect for me to use my because but this. Crack, flash, rainbow, stable blade. There we go.
Archangel's blade.
I like this one. This one's from Mountain right here.
Did you say Archangel's blade?
Yeah. And I think this is the Quad Star blade.
That is biblical.
Let's see. And Reese is the one that built me this blade right here. I think my pin might be a little off-centered. All right. Oh my God, I love that sound font though. That is crazy.
Shout out to Kyberfont for the return V2.
Oh yeah.
With the loop font.
And we cannot forget about Mountain Sabers. James, you know, even though he doesn't come on sometimes, he is so busy right now. He's got so much work with him going on for him right now that he's, you know, he'll come on when he comes on, but he's got so much work going on right now. I mean, working the weekends and everything just to keep up with all the work he's got going. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe to James at Mountain Sabers too, man. And
he's got a lot of work.
A lot of work. And then, you know, some of the font makers too, we need to give shout outs to. Lord Remkin for the blade styles, and oh my gosh, I don't know how many other font makers that we.
Yeah,
I mean,
Lord
there's so
Remkin
many font makers.
Saberwave FX.
my,
Shout out to him. Saberwave.
Yeah, and was it CFX.net? Tristan, Lord Remkin learned from Tristan. I mean, he literally is his, apprentice, man. And he does so freaking awesome, dude. To have these two guys with these blade styles, so amazing, right? So amazing. And then again, you have all these wonderful font makers that do stuff, and just up and coming font makers and old font makers, and just all the things that you really love about this hobby, man, is unbelievable. So again, make sure you like and subscribe, KB Sabers. What else, dude? What other?
That is my favorite font. Anakin Episode 3 from Cryperphonic. That is my favorite one.
Oh, there you go. And let's see.
I'm Ray.
Mo, you want to give your information for people to like and subscribe to you, buddy?
Yeah, you can check out my videos on the builds that I'm working on the Sabersmith shop at YouTube or Instagram.
Awesome. And I'm at, of course, you're here on Anthony's, Civilized Sabers channel, as well as the Mundo channel on YouTube. You can also do, what I did is I added my destination from my Facebook also, so you can start watching the shows from there as well. And you can also hit me up at Mundo Cabrera III, right? And Instagram at Mundo Cabrera 7007. And also, and if you want to, hit me up for some questions, or if you got show topics that you guys want to talk about, by all means, hit us up and talk to us about any topics that you want us to cover. I do know that in the future, I want to do some kind of like tutorial show that maybe we can get Chris to do one and stuff like that, and or we can do a show where we're just building on something lightsaber wise, and we will do a show like that, right? I may not be as proficient as all the rest of them, but I will get there. I definitely will get there. And as you can see, I'm well on my way to doing this one right now. So hopefully in the near, I've got to order those. I got to order those LEDs. So with that, guys, I'm going to end the stream here, and you guys have a great week. Everybody in the chat, thank you so much. Let me before I take off, let me catch up on all the stuff right here in the chat, guys. And I certainly apologize for not getting to everybody. If I miss somebody, I do apologize. I try to get each and every one of you with what you say in the chat. And again,
I tried writing my handles. I tried commenting my handles. I think YouTube is blocking it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Squint your eyes, Mundo. This looks that's no.
Wait, snow speeder.
Oh, that is hilarious. Too funny. Yeah, I try to put my desk a little bit. It's real messy, man, but I know where everything is. The spider's not gonna bite me, I promise. Yeah. Okay, guys. Have a great one. You all have a good week, and may the force be with you guys. May the force be with you guys.